All right, if everyone please stand, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Morgan Township work session, April 19th, 2021, at 6 p.m. Mr. Updike here, Mr. Brucker,
Yes.
Mr. Cole,
Yes.
Mr. Galloway,
Yes.
Mr. Marshall,
Yes.
Mr. Griffith, Mr. Tumbleson, I'm sorry, I read the sign.
Yes.
All right, and then I have my two guys from the fire department, Mr. Fawns, and why am I blank on the name?
Browning.
Huh?
Mr. Browning.
Browning. Thank you, sir. All right, so Morgan Township Zoning Commission, Fire Department, and trustees discussion on the business registration. Dale, do you want to go kind of explain what we want first from the fire guys and kind of where we're going to join this?
Right. Well, we're basically, just to give a little history, because we did the revision of the Article 7 and inside that, which included at one time something called an incidental home occupation. And we worked very hard to put together a different set of regulations around that. And we came up with business enterprise regulations, that is Article 7.43. Out of that, we determined that we would do a registration of all the businesses because essentially they were non-conforming in the past, and now we are actually permitting them. And we wanted to go ahead and have information about all possible businesses in the township, so that we could determine class. We have a Class 1 and a Class 2. The Class 2 being the larger, more stringent business enterprise, such as is down in Shandon. So we came up with this particular application that we will be asking the business owner to fill out. You have a copy of it there on your desk, okay? And everything too. Just to help down, do you feel, as the fire department inspectors, do you feel you need any more information added to this that would help you?
To this application?
Right.
We're jotting some things down here for you.
Okay.
Yeah, the one thing that we have right now is it says, if yes, please list them for hazardous chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of changed that to, if yes, please provide an MSDS sheet.
Are you guys into a mic? Because
You
she's going to
should
do
be.
the notes later. I just want to make sure that if you catch where I'm going. I can't hear if you're talking because the speakers are out there.
Yeah.
It's all new. The only change that we've kind of made so far is where it says, if yes, please explain under the hazardous materials section. If they are storing or using any type of material like that, they should have MSDS sheets, material
Okay.
safety data sheets. If they could provide those at the time of application, that way we kind of have an idea of what we're getting into.
Okay,
That would be very helpful to us.
so you're saying if yes, please
And the new term
provide.
for that is SDS. It's no longer MSDS.
I just remembered MSDS now. I got to learn a new
Just
one.
so you know that, I
It's
know because they
MS what?
changed it on me. It's SDS sheets, not MSDS sheets.
SDF sheets, okay.
Yep,
Used to be
they've changed
material
that.
safety data sheets, now
Yeah.
they're just safety data sheets.
Yes.
Gotcha. So.
They dropped the material.
So Dale, are you gonna have help me fill out application instructions or something? How do they know if they're a Class 1 or Class 2? You gonna have something to tell them?
Well, that's a good question, because I say Class 1 at the top. I think I'm gonna drop the 1, and just registration of permitted business enterprise and let it be like that in the long run, now that I think about it. And then add that classification. I'll add a line for the classification down here.
You got
by
it down
us.
there, you got zoning class 1 or class 2.
Class 2, right.
But how do you know, being a business owner, if you're a class 1 or class 2? What differentiates between the two?
They will be provided with that.
Okay, so there will be something,
7.4.3 will provide that,
okay.
the list of.
So there will be something that goes out with this?
Yes.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah, I'm just going to copy the 7.43, the
Okay.
whole set of articles around that, and it'll show a list of B1s, our business class 1, and then show us a small list of class 2s, but with discretion of the zoning administrator on what is a class 1 or a class 2 is in that respect too.
Dale, one of the other things we put on here was what type of business is it? I know you've got LLC, yes or no, but I probably need to
Okay.
find out if it's corporation, C Corp, S Corp, or what type of business it is, sole proprietor, and that's probably got to be a benefit to you as well, just for a matter of record.
Okay, just jot that down on yours and then hand me.
I just want you to be sure that it was
You
on
can
there.
hand that to me when we're done, and I'll add
Certainly.
it to mine. Is there anything else that you feel? Also, I know I need to put in the area, because if they're in a B1, B2, they're probably going to fall into class 2. I need to put in a zoning space. I just realized that too. Need a zoning.
And I guess one other thing we were talking about is trying to get out information to the people so they feel a little more free of actually signing up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I mentioned possibly you guys doing a video of basically what an inspection entails, what they get, maybe even the side of once they get a good, if I remember right, you get the pass inspection, you can show that to your insurance company, which a lot of times will help with certain insurance. It doesn't help on all of them. And basically we're doing this for the safety of you guys going in if you fight a fire, them if there's a fire, their neighbors if there's something, they have two hazardous materials that shouldn't be stored together. They cause a bad, you know where I'm going with this,
Yeah.
just different things. It kind of shows that we're here to help them, help us type deal.
Yeah, we'd be more than happy to do something like that. We're actually with the new ESO program that's been put in place. Inspection reporting is the next up to be implemented. So we've actually been working on a new inspection report. It'll email a report directly to them that they get a pass or fail. So the new system's gonna be up and running,
And
probably the next month or two.
I would say
One
next
thing
month.
I thought is if we could come up like maybe the 10 questions that we think the businesses are gonna ask, and maybe we review that in front of some of the other guys that have businesses. And then maybe we pre-answer some of these questions to kind of ease their tension, you know where I'm trying to go?
Right. Yeah,
Maybe not
absolutely.
saying it right, but
Yeah.
We can put something on our Facebook page specifically for inspections, and then have the frequently asked questions on there, because eventually the same questions will be asked over and over again. We can just do a frequently asked question, here's the answer as well, so.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
just trying to work everything together. I think that might help you as well as helping these guys.
And we've seen it a little bit with doing inspections already for the past couple years. A lot of the businesses have no idea what a fire inspection is, and when you tell them something's wrong, they immediately freak out. So having something like that would be good even for the businesses that we go to on a regular basis. So,
And that was kind of my thought, we put it on our website, your website, they can see it.
Mhm.
You know, got here, or maybe even call and ask a question, or write a question, or however.
yeah,
I don't know.
Inspections are the scariest thing we're hearing. I don't want anybody at my house looking at my stuff.
yeah.
It's one of those necessary evils, and
Right.
most of the time, by the time you're done with it, it's the fear factor's out of it as they understand why you're there and what the whole purpose of the inspection's about. Yeah, there are some things that may need to be corrected, but we generally work with those individuals to get those corrected, so.
I know you've actually personally inspected the place I work for.
Yes, I have,
Yes.
a few times.
Doesn't bother me, but yeah. So, any other ideas going forward, what we need to do and how we want to go about it? I don't know if you wanted to like work part of this up, present it to them guys, maybe before you finalize it, because they might, well, wait a minute, what about this? Thoughts of ways of doing it? I just want to try to make it where it's the best for the public to help us, because I think it'll help us in the long run,
Right.
all the way around.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Do we want to try to go for all businesses out the gate, or are we going to try to categorize them and go for,
We kind of discussed that in our last meeting, and overall, we pretty much need to make it, all businesses, and which ones get inspected, which ones don't. And
Right.
probably for an initial permit, if that's what you're calling it, maybe we take a look at what the business is and analyze and potentially make an initial inspection. The inspections are on the fire department each year as to whether we go there annually, every other year, or maybe it's just a one-time inspection. I don't think we want to get in too deep with the ones that are doing maybe a seamstress operation, or somebody that's doing taxes, especially this time of year. There's some there that common sense tells you that you probably really don't need to do an inspection every year.
but we still
all the
want them
time.
to register, correct?
We still
Right.
probably need them to register, just so we know that there's a
Yeah, from the
business there.
zoning point, we want that as well.
But others, there's obviously some businesses that are taking place in the township that are, I don't know what the right word is, pretty out in the open that they're doing business. And word gets around, you had work here done, you had work done, and go to this particular person, and it's an automobile repair place, it's a welding shop, there's all sorts of things. We have more potential dangers and inherent concerns with those operations than we do somebody, doing tax preparation, as an example.
Kind of the way we've been handling it so far is if you have a sign out in front of your house or your business, that's how we've kind of decided whether we're going to do an inspection or not. But having a list of people that have registered, being able to make that decision would be really helpful to us on the inspection side.
Yeah, because I think there's a whole bunch out there that don't have no
I
signs.
believe they are.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, this is the list from 1989.
And I'd say a lot of them ain't there no more, and a bunch of them are.
Right, and that's what zoning is going to do. We're going to go through this list, go down, try to make contact with them because we do have an address. It was done by road, which was very efficient, and everything else, and we have the actual applications that they filled out, or the non-conforming app that they filled out when they were doing it. Because in 1989, everything was non-conforming to the zoning at that point. Where now it's going to be permitted, so we're looking at what was a non-conforming business being permitted. So if we find something that's not non-conforming, we're gonna have to work with it. I don't know how we'll do with that. They'll have to go before the BZA probably. But,
So right now, we're starting off as being voluntary, that they come in and they fill out an application,
Right.
get registered. Then what's the next step? I mean, if people have been running under the radar since 1988, 89, what makes them,
How
why
are we
would
gonna
they
get
want to
those?
come forward? Is this going to be more headaches for me or what? So if you
Yeah,
don't know
that's-
about me now, why should I? I'm just thinking out loud.
I
So
know
should
you
we
are.
have like a information session, like a town hall meeting, and just put out like, all business owners, please attend?
Yes.
And then let them come in and explain what's going on and, why we're doing this. Not because we want to hang anybody, not because we want to catch you for being in violation for running a business for the last 20-some years. We didn't catch you, but now we know you're there. No, we want to know because in the event that you have an emergency at your place of business or your home, could be the same, probably is. You know, you could have things there that we could find before the incident and say, separate these chemicals or whatever the situation might be. And not that we're out to get businesses, we're gonna shut them down, because that was about 2 years ago, that was what's going around the township. We're gonna shut businesses down, people are gonna move, you know. We need to re-educate them and say, hey, look, we're not shutting you down. We've actually changed the zoning resolution to allow your businesses here. So now we just want to know what businesses you have. So I think we need to get that message out before we just say, we want you to register your business. Why? You know, that would be, if I was a business owner, it'd be why? Why do you want to know what I'm doing? So we got to be, I think we need to educate them before we expect them to fill out this application or this registration.
And I will say on the record that in the 3 years we've been doing inspections, we've never shut a business down. We've always worked with them to try to conform to the fire code. We've done everything we can to not shut somebody down, because we do not want to do that. That is not the goal of inspections, so.
And I think that's part of the video and them understanding why we're doing what we're doing and what we want to do, and we're not out to get them. Trying to make it safer for everybody here.
Dale, does anybody else in the county that does their own zoning do this? Or would we be the first?
You know, that's a good question, because
I know St. Clair has their own zoning.
Hanover,
Riley does.
Riley
has
does,
their
but
own
Riley
zoning, or
goes
they
through,
use the county?
they use the county
Well,
to,
from the last I heard, the county wouldn't take them back, that they
Oh,
were
really?
doing
So
it,
they've
but
gone
I
on
don't
their
know
own?
that they really have much zoning there.
I'm just curious, if we're the first ones to do it, you know, we'll get that question, well, why is Morgan doing it, nobody else is doing it? That'd be the other question I get too.
other
that I can
than,
see.
I can check around, because, I mean, you know, obviously, well, there's Liberty Township and Fairfield Township who still have it. There's 6 of us who have our own zoning there.
As
Okay?
far as I know, it's mostly the cities, not the townships.
Right. And everything.
That do that?
Right.
Right, and we do have kind of precedence for it in the fact that we did it in, this is actually dated in '92, when the
We're
county.
just updating the list.
Right.
Well, I guess what I'm getting at from Morgan Township versus like the city of Hamilton is they have all those businesses that they do businesses. I'm curious if they do businesses that work out of their house versus Morgan is more hitting businesses working out of their house. And that's
We
where
are.
I'm looking at.
We are.
So, and that's fine, and I understand that. There'll be questions about why is Morgan doing this, like kind of Tom says, you know, and we're just getting that educational, that you have it, and we want to know you're here and what you store in it. But
for
I think
this-
we're going to be the ones setting the precedent of doing more at the home,
Right.
at home inspections
will.
than physical businesses like Shandon or Okeana stuff. So,
One thing this does open up, though, is an issue, just them throwing this out there, I don't think anybody will think of this, but it's interesting to consider. A privacy situation, if these documents are going to be open to public records request, and I can request them, or anybody can request them through the township, you're going to understand or maybe know something is going on in your area, your neighborhood, that you've never known before, which could lead to a concern. So I'm just saying that's something we probably will need to address
They
at some
really don't
point in
have
time.
that, because if I really want to get excited, I can get on the state of Ohio's website and I can find every LLC in this township.
Yeah, but it may.
Their,
not- if
their,
it's-
their right of privacy, when they register their business, is going out the window
If you had, if
with
you
the state or county or whoever, so.
If you didn't do an LLC, would you see anything out there concerning?
Oh, yeah,
sales,
most people,
receipts, and
if they have a
taxes?
website, if they have anything, if they have anything on social media, you're gonna find them. No way around it.
Okay.
I mean,
It's
you
like
can pull
I
up Google, you pull up Google Maps
Yeah.
and start going around Google Maps, You'd be amazed at how many businesses just go street by street.
And
That the
also,
businesses are actually listed on the streets.
and also looking on Nextdoor, that website Nextdoor, through the neighborhoods, I have noticed, at least out of the neighborhood of Millville, Shandon, and Okeana, people requesting certain things like a contractor to be an electrical contractor or something else like that, and getting a response back that I didn't know, the person existed, and he's in Morgan
I mean, like
Township.
on Ross Talks, they do
Yeah.
that all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's, somewhere along the way, it becomes public knowledge that the person is doing that, even if it's just word of mouth.
Well, for some of those, and to your point there, I Google my area, and I was surprised about the amount of businesses that are populated just in my area, and it's like, I didn't know that was there, I didn't know that was there. So what
Right.
makes me believe is that it could be, Joe's Electrical Service, and it's just his mailing address. He may have a different location for all of his storage and operations and things like that. So that might be something to take in consideration too, is it a business, but are they really operating out of that
Well, I mean,
residence versus having another off-site place somewhere else?
right,
Most out here are.
and
I think
maybe,
you're getting too close to that, Mike.
because I noticed here in the listings,
not.
here, for instance, there was at 6149 Alert New London in 92, that residence was an office used only for construction business. But it was in the house, it was in the dwelling. So, I mean, if maybe we add that description piece, is this just, is it office only? Maybe I could do something like that to the
So-
application too.
I know of a business, and I'm not going to use the name of it. I know the location of it. I just Google mapped it. And the Google map did not bring anything up until I pinpointed the address. It gave me the business's name. I went on the website, went back to contact us, and it gives the exact address in the township of the
Exactly.
business.
The privacy's out the window.
And I've been to that resident / business at least twice for hazardous material chemical spills. So, and that would be one that I would be very curious if they're even going to register, because they got stuff on property that EPA's already been to their site once. So that's the ones that I really want to know about, versus the tax lady on South Wind. That's great to know as a one-time inspection, but this right here are the ones that we really are critically want to know and need to know. And I think as we go out on calls and we see the list and know, hey, this company right here did not register, I think we're going to go visit them and say, hey, we're doing voluntary registration businesses, which Lieutenant Browning found in the fire code that in the fire code, we can go on to any residential business and do an inspection. We don't have to have them register for this or anything. The fire code gives us the right to go on to any residential. So
Residential business or
residential homes,
Oh, so you
correct?
go.
LT?
Yes, it
Yes.
says, the scope of this code includes but is not limited to property owned by the state of Ohio or other political subdivisions of the state, residential premises, 1, 2, and 3 family dwellings.
Well, how nervous are you of people who got large stockpiles of ammunition right now?
Not at all,
Very.
because we'll get along very well.
Very well. Well, in that respect,
Just confiscated.
in that respect, the week before last, Riley had a barn fire that a gentleman had a business in there that partly had ammunition in there, and they stayed way far away from that building, that barn, because the gentleman told him, hey, I got a lot of ammunition in that building. So it's out there. And if you've never been to a fire when ammo is going off in every direction, it's quite,
It's like fireworks.
yes, it is. So, but Ken, it's funny, I'm just going down
You can
every
go street by
I'm going
street,
street by
you'll
street,
find-
and I'm seeing businesses hit on
Right.
every street, so.
Oh,
We're never gonna get 100%.
No.
We're not gonna get 100%, but
But I think the
if we
more
can
we
get
get,
the
and then
majority,
people realize we're not going after them, we're
It's
going
an
to get more.
informational thing.
we
They'll-
might get,
Okay, I'll get it.
we might get maybe half in the beginning, if we're lucky. And as you guys go out and do inspections and everybody say, hey, that was piece of, we didn't have any problems, the word starts spreading, you'll get more. I mean, and we'll never get 100%.
No.
Sometimes we find things when we make medical runs. It's what's going on here, and it's an opportunity to question what's taking place. And so there's opportunities there. I don't know how much has happened here, but in the other political divisions that I've worked for before, it's happened there. So it kind of opens, EMS runs kind of open up a door to something else too. So that's how some of them are found.
And this is the thing too, if you're running a business out of your personal residence, we're not going through your whole residence. Like, we don't want people to think we're gonna go through their bedrooms, their cabinets, all that stuff like that. It's your business area that you're running. So we don't want people to freak out about that.
Right, it's in my case, it'd be my outbuilding.
Yes, your
And I-
outbuilding, your garage, things like that.
And I
Yeah.
think before we start this project, we will have on our end what we're specifically looking for: occupancy, means of egress. We'll have a check sheet of what we're gonna look for that they'll know as well. This is
Now,
what we're looking for, right here.
One thing we're making them register also is the Airbnbs,
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
because we've already discovered one by accident next door.
So,
And there's gonna probably be more of those, so we want you guys to be aware of those.
Oh, absolutely.
As well.
so if
Absolutely.
we're, could go street by street and just maybe we'll get, like you said, 40, 50%. Should we do a mailing? Send this application, registration application to those addresses? It'll at least spark conversation. They'll call and say, what do you want?
Yep.
Well, in my opinion, we should get all our ducks in a row first, make sure everybody's got everything they want, and we set up our town hall date, whether it's virtual at the firehouse or for our question and answer sessions, whether that's a time period where people can stop by, however we're gonna do it.
Right.
Then we send the mailer out and we list the dates that we're gonna do that.
Okay.
'Cause
So
I
do
think
you-
that's gonna be key, is they're gonna wanna talk to, well, they might wanna yell at you guys and me, but they're gonna wanna ask them a whole bunch of questions. And I think the best way is if they can discuss it in person, and if, when they come in and, they may feel well enough then to go, okay, well, I'll go ahead and fill it out.
So do you wanna maybe do part of your video or get part of your stuff ready and what you think is? Maybe we meet whenever they have their next meeting, kinda present what we got. Maybe we got any questions, we kinda go back over it, say, yeah, that's gonna work. Oh, we forgot this. Ooh, I don't know about that. Just, you see where I'm going? Maybe we meet before we finalize it?
Sure.
So we're all on the same page?
Do you have an idea of when you want to do this open house?
Well, our original idea was to do it at the firehouse open house,
Oh, okay.
but with the COVID stuff, we can't
Yeah.
do that.
Okay,
So
all right.
the idea, when I brought it up, one of the ideas was maybe the virtual, since you guys got it set
Yeah.
up at the firehouse,
Yeah.
where people could tune in.
They could,
just
we
for
could
an
log, we
hour,
could just
2 hours, or
email.
whatever.
Yeah.
If they
Whatever's gonna
register,
get us
then
there.
we can send them the link, and then at 7 o'clock, Zoom in here. I think our program will allow up to 100 people to Zoom in. And if we go over 100, we'll just make a second night that we do it. But we can do that, because my other thought was that if you get that kind of folks that want to attend physically, you're not going to be able to have it in any township building. You might have to actually see if you can do it in the auditorium over at the school or something because of that. But Zoom, we can easily do the Zoom and do it out of the training room, and then just invite the people that register with an email, Dale.
So when's your guys' next meeting?
May the
Next month?
5th.
May 5th.
Huh?
May 5th.
I don't know if you guys would be ready by then.
We could hold a special meeting.
We can come up with something.
A little later.
Gives
Yeah.
us
How
2
much
hours.
time? How much time? It doesn't give you enough time, I
I mean,
think,
we've
to
been
make
holding
it.
on this for a year. If you say it's, ours is the first Wednesday of the month, if you aren't gonna be ready till June, we'll do it in June.
We could also jump down to the June meeting. so.
June, I'd be out.
Yeah, I think we can probably get something preliminary put together,
Yeah.
not, and just present it and tweak it and add to it but to have it fully ready by May 5th, I don't see that
No,
happening.
no.
Because I
wouldn't want
think it would be good in front of their whole board, and then maybe we just come to that meeting. Once that's done, then we'll leave, let you guys go, because I figure we'll be, what, maybe half hour on this at the most?
Yeah.
Thoughts, you guys?
That sounds
You
good.
like that idea?
Yeah.
So I guess
So
let me
something-
know which meeting you guys want, and we'll all kind of go to their meeting and see where we're at and
You want,
tweak and.
you want the May, how about May 19th? Would that?
May
puts it a-
19th, I'm here, so wouldn't be.
I mean, we could hold our regular meeting on we could move it down. That's our regular Wednesday meeting anyway, if we were doing it the 3rd.
Yeah, let me double check my Harrison schedule.
Yeah, there's just going through the map of the township, it's quite interesting seeing some of this stuff pop up.
There's
So,
a ton.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
That'd
and
be
going
good.
door to door and campaigning. Oh, there's easily 300, 500 businesses. It's unreal, if not way more.
Yep. And,
May 19th work for you?
yeah.
How else do you think we get so many complaints about neighbors doing this and that on their lot when everybody's thinking that it's not okay?
May 19th works for us,
Okay,
so.
all right. What do you think? We should, we'll do the 7th as our regular meeting and then hold a special one on the 19th. Okay?
What time you want? You're set 7, or do you
We're
want
at
to do it early?
7. We're at 7 on the
6
7th.
would be better for me.
6 would be
'cause I get
better
off
for
at
you on the
6 and-
19th?
Yeah.
Okay.
19th at 6.
No
Yeah.
problem.
That's not our meeting, is it?
No, it'll be our
It's a
meeting.
Wednesday.
Our meetings are on Wednesday, so we don't bother you guys. All right,
Put it on the calendar.
And I thank you guys for helping, but I think it's all of us kind of coming together. It's going to help you guys and the fire department as well.
Yeah.
So we're not walking into a shitstorm, excuse my language, if you know what I mean.
yeah, I'm hoping not to make it a storm. Is there anything else we can consider?
You guys got anything else? Anybody?
here.
I think we're good.
I think
Okay,
we're
I'll
good.
entertain a motion to adjourn then.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Was that
Mr. Brucker?
Yes,
6:32?
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Updike, yes.
we are adjourned.
We are adjourned.